it's a ta'wil. Okay, but he can't make ta'wil with this, according to your principles. Because if you make ta'wil, if I say it's possible to believe that Jesus is God.
You can't say that.
I can't say that. But then you can't say it's ta'wil.
God.
You can't say it's ta'wil on my behalf.
Not.
Perfect. So if you can't say it's ta'wil, then that opinion becomes a kufri opinion that I have. For him to say, this is what I'm saying to you.
For the lesser of the two evils.
For him to, you have to be able to say that him saying voting being the lesser of two evils is not kufr, is kufr. You have to say this. And therefore he fell into kufr. And as a alim, he has no udhr. So which means they're kafir.
I'm not sure about this.
But do you see what I'm trying to say?
I have to look into that part, where he
Yeah,
said this.
so if he said that, would you consider him a kafir?
I wouldn't consider him kafir just like
Why?
that.
But why do? Why?
Because I need to look at
Perfect.
understanding
So,
reality.
because he has ta'wil.
Okay.
He has ta'wil. So if he has ta'wil, what about those other scholars that say that voting is the lesser of two evils? Do they have ta'wil as well?
No, because they're wrong, innit?
No, but he said that that opinion is legit. It's not legit as in the rajah, but he said it's possible. It's not kufr.
At least it's not kufr.
Yeah,
okay, but democracy itself is kufr.
No problem. But he's saying that
voting for someone.
he's saying Alwan is. I'm just quoting your scholars. Alwan is saying that democracy being the lesser of two evils. Voting being the lesser of two evils is not a kufri opinion. He says this.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with it?
You don't agree, that's not the point.
Is it kufr? For him to say that?
I don't agree with that.
But is he saying a statement of kufr?
That voting for someone is a lesser of the two evils.
Yes. Him saying, no, let me tell you what he said.
Yeah.
He said, those scholars who believe that voting for someone who's akhaf ad-dararain, like for example a Muslim rather than a kafir, for example, is a lesser of two evils. He says that's he said that having that opinion is not kufr.
We're not talking about wrong or right.
He's saying
he said
having
that people who are holding this opinion,
is not kufr.
they're not kuffar.
Yeah.
Because they believe, because they have a right to say, because it is kind of their own analogy to use that. So he said, that.
If he says that, that means to say that those scholars, either you make takfir of him, that's number one, because he's now going into kufr himself, or you say, by analogy, that those scholars who said that it's the lesser of two evils, they are not kuffar either. And if you say the second one, then you can never make takfir of anybody as a result of what? As a result of voting for two people, lesser of two evils.
Unless but that can't be just the only reason why we would make takfir on someone that votes, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you have to establish the hujjah upon them and explain to them the reality of voting and democracy.
So you believe in establishing the hujjah?
Of course. I believe in that.
Even on the hakim?
Okay, suppose, like,
but the scholars have done that. That's why the hakim
Ibn Uthaymin, I will tell you that. Ibn Uthaymin, do you need to establish a hujjah on a scholar?
It's good that he said this, by the way.
Do you need to establish a hujjah on a scholar?
The scholar should know, innit?
Okay. That's not معلوم من الدين بالضرورة, by the way. That's not معلوم. It's not معلوم من الدين بالضرورة. How do you say the voting is not معلوم من الدين بالضرورة? So how you say معلوم من الدين بالضرورة?
No, I'm
so
just saying
Ibn Uthaymin, for example, he said it's the list of the two evil. How we deal with it?
I don't take that opinion from
Okay, you don't take. I'm not saying to you should take. I'm saying to you, for the people who takes that opinion.
Sheikh Mohammad says,
listen,
that
Sheikh who?
This ain't
the brother that was
valid.
saying
No, Sheikh Omar Bakri Muhammad.
Who's Omar Bakri?
Is he the one that was in the UK?
Yeah.
Omar Bakri.
He says that
Omar Bakri, the same guy, the Muhajirun guy, that guy.
What did he say? No, let's respect whatever he.
His opinion is that it's not accepted to say to go by the less of the two evils and that.
Yeah, but Alwan's opinion is bigger. He's much bigger than him. Would you agree?
Yeah, but
Alwan and him, Abu Bakr Muhammad, who's bigger?
What Omar Bakri? Who's
No, but okay,
Sheikh, let's
listen.
deal with his scholars. He's never going to change his mind.
We follow the evidences, innit?
No
And who
no
has
problem.
more evidences?
Alwan is a big scholar. He's according to much bigger than Albani.
Okay,
so he's much bigger than. It must be bigger than two.
That's his ijtihad.
Yeah, but it's a valid ijtihad.
I don't think
So Sulaiman, you see the situation. I agree. You don't
So
have
you
to
can
agree.
choose now.
No, but
No, it's not picking and choosing.
No, but
it's about following the evidence.
No, Sulaiman, I agree. But listen to me.
Is it the methodology of
But you
the
accept that Alwan is a scholar.
He's a scholar, of course.
Okay, so you can do taqlid of him. You can follow him. You can, if you follow his opinion, you're not going to become kafir.
No, of course not.
Khalas. So if I follow, let's say we follow this particular opinion, we agree with him on this mas'ala, that if the two, it's not a lesser of two evils, khalas, then all of this takfir tashassuri is gone. We can't make takfir of anyone who makes voting, anyone anywhere in the world that does voting, even for the Labour Party, you can't do it. If someone does voting for the Labour Party, according to Alwan's opinion,
Is that kufr?
it's not kufr. No, but you
We're not,
but
with all my respect, it's not about you agree or
No,
disagree.
That's his opinion, though. We don't follow.
No, but
We don't have to follow
what I'm
scholars
saying,
and everything.
Serious?
We follow the evidence.
No, but
Okay,
it's
that's good. He came
No,
wrong
it's
way.
Ijtihadi, but you said.
That's his ijtihad, isn't it?
But
So
okay,
another
but you
scholar will
accept the
say.
discourse.
I wanted him to say that.
Yeah, I know, but other scholars will say otherwise.
Okay, now.
Like
So,
Ali bin Khudayr.
Okay.
He disputes this completely.
Okay.
Completely.
Can I know?
Yeah.
Based on what this is kufr?
Based on what?
Based on what this is kufr?
What, democracy? It's
I'm not talking about
obvious.
democracy. Voting. Based on what
Voting
this is
for a leader to be
okay. Based on what is
party.
kufr?
Allah says in the Quran, isn't it?
What he said.
It contradicts the Quran.
What Allah said in the
وَلَا
Quran.
يُشْرِكْ فِي حُكْمِهِ أَحَدًا.
Okay, what's this related?
He does not allow anyone to share in his legislation.
So what about Yusuf?
But this
إِلَّا
is-
لِلَّهِ
Can I ask you a question?
أَمَرَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُ إِلَّا إِيَّاهِ.
But Yusuf was Yusuf alayhi
Was
salam.
part of it.
Yusuf
The
alayhi
ruler
salam.
that
Yusuf
we're voting,
alayhi salam.
listen,
Yusuf alayhi
let me
salam.
finish. The ruler that we're voting for, is not going to rule and implement Islam, is he?
No,
Is
okay,
he
What,
gonna
what
implement
if he
kufr?
what if he according to some
Yeah.
He's gonna implement
according to
kufr.
some
What if he is?
what if he wanted to implement Islam?
Yeah.
And this is not the
No, forget about
methodology.
London.
Suppose he has
okay.
done that.
The methodology is this. That's not the methodology of the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay,
What's the
I
methodology?
agree, no problem.
Did
I'll
they
agree.
vote for
no,
Abu Bakr?
Sulaiman,
or
we agree.
Did
We
they
agree.
have
Okay.
democracy?
Sulaiman, we
Did
agree.
they have that?
All right, I will
I'm asking you, did they have
I will add
democracy?
to this.
No,
also.
no,
Exactly.
Listen.
Come on.
Okay, I will add.
Believe in Khilafah and
Okay, hold
Sharia.
on a second.
but
Can I
it's-
say?
yeah,
Can I
yeah,
say
yeah,
something?
This is not the
Yeah.
way.
I will
This is not
say
the
something.
methodology.
Hold on. As they say, hold your horses. Listen to this. Yeah. When Umar al-Khattab, before he passed away, he made 7 people, to deal for the next Caliph. He said he gave 6 people, and Abdullah ibn Umar, his son, he said, if they dispute, go to the 7th one. Listen to this. And he said choose between, and they were choosing. He said choose one of these ones. Who they were? Uthman Affan, Ali radiyallahu anhu, and they were Abdurrahman Auf, and so there were few of the Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
That's the
They
Ahlul
know.
Hal wal Aqd.
Hold on a second. What did Abdurrahman Auf? Abdurrahman Auf, he said, I wanted to choose one of them. Yeah? He wanted to choose one of them. Yeah? Which one? Ali radiyallahu anhu or Uthman? Do you know what he did? He went to every single person in Medina. He asked the children in the street. What do you think? Who is better? Uthman or Ali radiyallahu anhu? Yeah? Literally he was doing that. He was taking the opinion of the people in the street. He asked the women in the street. He asked the children in the street. Then he came back and he based his opinion on that. Now, what we call this? Can you tell me what we call this?
He's asking for their opinions.
What's voting? Yes.
Is it voting?
What's the voting? Your opinion, yeah?
Him going around asking people's opinion, he's asking their opinion.
And what's voting then?
Voting is to put a card.
It's your opinion. It's your decision. What do you think this
It's not the
guy?
same thing, though. It's not the same thing.
One thing is
Listen.
one thing is it's not Muslim.
You get it?
He will say it's not Muslim. It's not Muslim.
Hold on a second.
That example does not equate to voting in democracy.
Fair enough, no problem.
And voting for a
Listen,
leader.
democracy.
Come on.
I'm not talking about democracy. I'm talking about
Voting for a
voting.
leader, and
Listen.
It's not the same.
I'm talking about.
He went around asking their opinions.
Okay.
What do you think about this? What do you think
And
about
he
that?
based opinion on that.
Voting is to say which leader should we choose, this one or that one.
Okay, bro. Let's go with you.
So
Yeah.
the same thing.
Sulaiman, let's for the sake of argument, you're right. Yeah. Ahl al-Hal wal-Aqd.
But you see the point.
Yeah.
I think you didn't
I
see the point.
understand.
Here's the point.
You can't use that
No, I agree.
example, yeah.
No problem. Ahl al-Hal wal-Aqd, whatever, no problem. Now, the point is not this. It's the point of why is it shirk? So, for example, now if we look at Yusuf alayhi salam, yeah, who was above him in terms of political rule?
He had the Aziz.
Was it a Muslim?
He was the Aziz.
Was he a Muslim?
He had the Aziz.
Was he Muslim? Was
The
the
leader
Aziz
was
Muslim
a
or
Muslim.
not?
He wasn't Muslim.
Okay, was he ruling by what Allah has revealed?
He wasn't, but Yusuf was when he
Listen.
when he became the
But
minister.
if he was underneath, he's a minister, yeah?
Yeah, but
So you have someone above you in terms of hierarchy who's not Muslim.
okay.
Okay, so it's possible now, from the Quranic perspective, that Yusuf was a prophet. He was in a system where there was a non-Muslim above him in hierarchy.
Okay. See that example.
So
there?
how do you reconcile that with
No,
the?
you see that example. That was.
He made bara.
that
He said I'm not part of the deen of the Malik.
Exactly.
Accepted, no problem. But still, he was part of the infrastructure. It's part of the political infrastructure. How do you explain?
No, but he was under the. He was still following the Sharia of Ibrahim alayhi salam. he was still upon that, the fitra, the millah of Ibrahim.
Okay.
And plus,
Who? Aziz?
no, Yusuf alayhi
No,
salam.
Yusuf. By the way, Yusuf. He
Al-Aziz.
knew that the king wasn't ruling, but he said,
That
"أن يأخذ
example-
أخاه في دين الملك." He didn't want to take his brother in the ruling of the king.
Yeah.
So the Malik, he has a ruling.
different religion.
So he didn't. So Yusuf was ruling under a tyrant king, under a kafir king. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a kafir king,
Okay.
and he has ruling other than Allah's rule. And Yusuf alayhi salam, yet he ruled under him, and he knew that he has rule with other than Allah's rule.
Did Yusuf rule by other than what Allah revealed?
No.
He didn't, exactly. So
No,
No, but
but he
he
was
was
there.
limited.
He was in that system.
but that example,
Like a minister, for
That
example, can a
example-
minister, let me rephrase, can a minister work under this kafir leaders and he rule with Allah's rule? Can he do that? Can he do that?
listen,
But no,
listen.
but it shows,
Can a
it shows
minister-
you, bro. It does show it. It's more nuanced. It's more
Can a
nuanced.
prime
we have-
minister,
we have-
can a prime minister rule under a kafir king? Let's suppose a king who doesn't rule by Allah's rule. And then a minister, he's a Muslim, but he rules under him and he's limited. You understand what it means limited? Because he's not the king.
He can't do jihad.
He cannot do whatever. So he is limited under that. Can he do it? Is he a kafir?
So if someone goes into
I think-
a Muslim,
You don't understand.
A Muslim goes into what do you call it? Let's say, for example, a governing party. Yeah.
Can a Muslim be a prime minister in this country? Let
Can't
me
be a
go.
prime minister, man.
Why not?
Because he's gonna, he won't be able to rule by what Allah reveals,
But
isn't it?
if he rules to the extent to which it's possible.
do you
So
mean possible?
Yusuf, for example,
But Yusuf alayhi salam, what
he
he did?
couldn't rule fully. He couldn't do like he wasn't in charge of jihad. He wasn't in charge of the military. He wasn't in charge of lots of things. Yet he was part of the infrastructure. Yeah, because he realized coming into it, he'd be able to influence the system in a way which is positive. Which means to say that there's precedence in the Quranic narrative where you can have introduction of someone who's Muslim who goes into a non-Muslim system in order to make it
And read
better.
the work of Shaykh al-Islam, by the way.
Okay, but
He said,
this example,
Shaykh al-Islam said, by the
compared to
way,
all the other evidences,
Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah said, by the way, for you to know, this is what, unfortunately, many few brothers, with all my respect.
No, he's been
you might
very good.
didn't read the
No,
work
he's
of
been
Shaykh.
very good.
Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah, he knew things could happen like this. He said the ijtihad of Yusuf alayhi salam was praised by Allah Azza wa Jal because Yusuf alayhi salam, he chose the list of evil.
is that what Ibn Taymiyyah said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's his time, innit? But now we follow the Sharia of Muhammad.
Okay.
The Sharia of Muhammad says that the
Good
hukm is for Allah.
try. No, nasakh. But you can't have nasakh with
There is
aqidah.
no naskh in aqidah.
Pardon?
You can't have abrogation of aqidah.
What do you mean? No, but there's abrogation of Sharia though.
But what Sharia?
Yeah, Sharia is different. But
Sharia is different than
Yeah,
aqidah.
but listen. Now here's the thing. Can there be nasakh of the fact that Allah is one,
No, of course not.
or any of His attributes,
Of course not.
or shirk,
No. of
or
course
iman?
not. Of course
So
not.
this is a matter of shirk and iman
How?
because it's tahkim.
Because you said tahkim is kufr and iman.
Tahkim is
Yeah, okay, but Yusuf didn't rule by kufr.
exactly. He ruled from Islam.
The same
Yeah,
thing. That's
But
the
it's,
same.
it's the structure that he ruled in.
We got evidences that after, like now, in parts of the Quran, like Surah Nisa and Ma'idah and various
So the
parts,
same thing Najashi.
Where
Najashi
Allah-
ruled by Christian ruling.
No, but
and he was a king.
there's some masail here, bro, that you need to know about.
There's
Number-
evidences.
yeah, sorry.
there's further evidences to say that how, it negates the fact that democracy is completely shirk. And that,
Yeah,
it's-
this view, bro, that democracy is completely shirk.
government of
Let's
the
agree with the view, okay?
people, government of the people, by
Sorry.
the people, for the people. It means man makes laws.
Yeah, no, that's different, bro. We're talking about using it instrumentally for the lesser of two evils, rather than it being used as an end in and of itself. So in other words, if it's the only way that someone can be in power, those scholars were talking about, okay, if you have a kafir, Bilal al-Azim, and you have a Muslim, and these two are going to be in the choice, which of those two individuals should we? Now we have we have a chance to influence the decision-making process. Which one we're going to choose? That's the mas'ala, not mas'ala of using democracy as the thing in and of itself. Do you get it?
Yeah, but that's what.
I agree.
And use it as
though.
a shoes.
I agree.
Use it as you use your shoes.
I agree,
as
bro.
you use the toilet. Let's say.
Muhammad
If you say, Sulaiman, I agree with you. If you say this is not part and parcel, actively part of the Sharia,
the method
I
methodology,
totally
yeah.
agree. I agree with
Muhammad
you.
didn't do that.
I agree. We had bay'ah, we had shura, we had
when
ahl
the-
al-hali wal-aqd. I agree.
When
Yeah?
the Quraysh asked him to bargain and
Sulaiman,
compromise.
I said we had
There's
bay'ah.
a compromise
we
with
had shura,
Allah.
we had
We're not
ahl
talking
al-aqd.
about compromise with Allah. Akhi, you need to understand in related to
Prophet
Allah.
Muhammad and his
When Allah
companions,
Azza wa Jal has said about al-hukmu illa lillah, He said, what He said, Amara, Allah Amar, Amar Allah ta'budu. So here He's talking about ذلك الدين القيم, which means the worship of Allah Azza. We're not talking about that every single ruling, firstly. Secondly, we just said, وَمَنْ يَحْمِلُ هَذَا الْفَوْلِ الْكَافِرُونَ. Why you didn't quote the other ayah? Why didn't quote فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ?
It's correct, yeah.
What's the meaning of ظالمون?
But Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab mentioned this as one of the
يا
heads of
أخي don't
Taghut.
reference me to Muhammad Abdul Wahhab. I'm referencing you
It's
the
one of
Quran.
Okay, but he quoted the
The-
Quran.
okay.
I'm quoting you.
The Kibar
Quran.
al-Mufassirin,
The Quran.
hold on a second. Muhammad Abdul Wahhab, with all my respect to him,
He's a
yeah,
scholar,
I will
isn't
tell
he?
you, he's a scholar.
Yeah.
With all my respect to him, he was mistaken in this. You know why?
In the 5 heads of Taghut.
No. I'm talking about this, the interpretation of this
No,
ayah.
he said there's 5 heads
Yeah,
of
أخي,
Taghut.
I'm not talking about that. I'm
He
talking
said-
about this. Listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, yeah? To listen more than you
I'm
talk.
listening to you, yeah.
So here, when Allah says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ, and Allah, the same one, He said, فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. So, are they the same meaning?
There's different meaning.
I'm not talking about different. Are they the same meaning? This is my question.
They're the
I'm
same-
talking
yeah,
English.
yeah, the
Are
same,
they
yeah.
same meaning?
They're the same, yeah.
So Allah is using the same meaning again and again.
Yeah.
Okay, for you to learn Arabic, learn Arabic, أخي, with all my respect.
Al-Kafirun.
Al-Zalimun.
Hold on a second.
And
Okay,
Al-Fasiqun.
are they, all of them means kufr?
Al-Kafirun means kufr.
Yeah, okay, fine, let's accept
Al-Zalimun
this.
means the oppressor.
Okay,
Oppressor.
are every oppressor is a kafir?
Not every oppressor
Okay,
is a kafir.
so they could be oppressor without kafir. Okay, is fasiq is a kafir?
No.
So Allah Azza wa Jalla is using 3 terminology for the same thing in the same context in 2 pages in the same around each other. So why Allah Azza wa Jalla is using this? So the scholars of Islam they said either if he rules by other than Allah's rule, and the saying of Ibn Kathir and others, if he rules by other than Allah's rule, knowing Allah's rule is better than his ruling, but he rules by other than thinking his rule better than Allah's rule, then he is a kafir.
Yeah, that's khalas, isn't it?
Oh, not khalas.
That's the situation with the rulers
We'll
of today.
we'll come to the point.
That's the situation
Hold
with
on,
the
we'll
rulers
come
today.
to the other point. Let's come to the other point.
It's Maghrib
And,
time.
and
Have
as
a
well,
break.
and as well, he
let's
said,
pray.
"Al-Zalimun," anyone who rules by other than Allah's
He's the
rule.
oppressor.
But I think
Knowing
Sulaiman has come a
that-
long way, Shaykh,
Oppressor.
today.
The
So oppressor, he's not kafir. And Allah fasiqun, he choose to do other than Allah's rule for
Fasiq, yeah.
desire, whatever he's fasiq.
fasiq,
As,
yeah.
as we said earlier on, the paper in the kitchen and other things. So what was the meaning of this ayah? That means not every ruling by other than Allah's rule is a kufr. Did you get it? Not every time is a kufr.
No. If the ruling is not there, then it's kufr. If he judges according to his desires, then it becomes kufr dun
But
kufr.
Allah said, yeah, that's the fisq. That's what we say. If he judges with his desire.
Yeah.
So this is exactly.
Listen, on 1 or 2 occasions. But if he's
Who said? Who give that limit? Where is this limit from?
Muhammad bin Abdul.
Ya akhi, don't give me Muhammad Abdul Wahhab.
No,
Give
no,
me
listen,
evidence
listen.
Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah. We don't do taqlid even to
One-
Muhammad
one,
Abdul
two
Wahhab.
things.
Muhammad
not-
ibn Ibrahim, he said this.
We don't do taqlid.
Tahkim Khawani in
Listen,
his
we
book.
don't do taqlid Muhammad Abdul Wahhab. Let alone to do taqlid with
We do
Muhammad Ibrahim.
taqleed to the Quran
Ya
and the
akhi,
Sunnah, innit?
okay, where is the Quran and Sunnah
understand?
1 and 2 masail? If someone rule with one mas'ala, with one matter,
Allah says in
if
the
someone rule in one matter by other than Allah, thinking his ruling better than Allah's rule is a kafir, even with one matter.
Where did you get that from then?
The Quran.
Which Quran?
The Quran here.
Is it
The Quran.
Tafsir?
The Quran. This is the meaning of the Quran.
No, in that is
This is the
in
meaning
the
of the
ayah.
Quran.
Is it in the ayah.
In Arabic language for you to learn.
Is it in the ayah?
In Arabic language, when the 3 words came in the same context, they are distinct in meaning. You understand what's the meaning of this? Means they are different meanings. So when Allah is talking about kufr here, with the istihlal, he believes that there is better than that.
Which scholar said this stuff from the Mufassirin?
Ibn Abbas.
He said that.
Yes.
He said that.
Yeah, he said that. So how we deal with it? So that's why
Ibn Abbas said that it is kufr.
dula kufr.
No, he didn't say dun kufr.
No, he said kufr dula
He said
kufr.
that
Yeah,
is the kufr.
You can't say
In
he
the
said.
general sense.
Yeah, he said kufr
There is-
if
there is a- there is a
he
way
did
that's
istihlal.
different.
He said if they did istihlal.
That's
weak.
And-
That's weak.
No,
That's
who
kalam.
said weak?
There's kalam. There's
Who
kalam.
said weak? Who said
That's
Who said
kalam.
weak?
No,
Who said weak?
Imam Ahmad
Who said weak?
said that in
Imam
the chain,
Ahmad didn't say weak.
in the chain of the narration there was Hisham ibn Hujam or something. He was in the chain and he was weakened by Imam Ahmad and
One
by,
person and was strength by other.
He was weakened, didn't it?
And strength by other. Strength.
There's other narrations where
And strength by
Ibn
other.
Abbas said that it is kufr.
And strength by other.
That is the kufr.
Yeah,
One
but
of the
no,
narrations.
you have
How
to- you
we
have to
get
do
them
jama'.
together. We do jama'.
It's in the general sense.
We do jama'.
No,
Do you know what
because
means of
it-
jama'?
Ibn Taymiyyah also said in his اقتداء الصراط المستقيم that when al is before the kufr, then it's to be taken in the generality of major kufr.
Okay. Let's take
That's
in
what
the
he
middle.
said, didn't it?
But the fisq is taken
he's
in the
saying-
fisq, and that's why Ibn Abbas when he
But
said
we-
about
Sheikh,
the
we
kufr.
already agreed.
He's
if
saying
you
Listen
it's-
to this.
It's kufr.
Abdullah bin Abbas, he's talking about the people who rules by other than Allah. He
gonna
said
pray,
it's not the
Maghrib.
kufr that you're thinking about. is not the kufr that you're talking about. It is kufr dun
I'll
kufr.
Shaykh, inshallah.
And the proof that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Sibab al-Muslim fusuq wa qitaluhu kufr." How we say generally? Qital of the Muslims not kufr.
Yeah, because Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَإِن طَائِفَتَانِ.
Yes, that's how we say. So we take them together. So that's why, brother.
But the ruling aspect is kufr if you don't rule by what Allah revealed.
But Allah said dhulm. And Allah said
No,
fisq.
but that verse specifically said al-kufr.
And Allah said fisq.
Okay, it's al-fisq as well.
And said as dhulm. Which one then?
It's al-kufr as well.
Ya akhi, try to understand.
and then
I don't know how I can get this into your mind.
There's other evidences as well.
What?
What's it?
يا شيخ اسأله هو is the verse only for the rulers?
The problem is
the verse
with
again?
all يعني I don't know يعني about you. I never met you before. But I will say to you this is again يعني.
أم لهم شركاء
Most
شرعوا لهم من الدين ما لم يأذن به الله.
most of the
That's
brothers
another evidence.
who have influenced by this, they never read like a proper books of Aqeedah and finished it, or they never read the traditions of Islam. What they will do, they will say things. They will have from here and there, and then they will think it is the ruling.
Ibn Taymiyyah
Now,
said it.
Ibn Taymiyyah didn't say. Ibn Taymiyyah he said.
If you replace the Sharia, that's kufr.
Yes, I agree. But he
Exactly.
didn't. Ibn Taymiyyah he said replace the Sharia. But what's the meaning of replace the Sharia?
If you
He
replace the
no,
Sharia-
replace the Sharia, all the Sharia.
If you
What
make
like what?
it
Like what?
istihlal,
Like what?
if you
Istihlal.
replace it,
Istihlal, agree.
replace it with man-made laws,
Agree.
that is
Istihlal.
kufr.
Istihlal.
That's kufr,
Istihlal.
isn't it? Ibn Taymiyyah said it.
In it, yeah, it's not in it. It's the Ibn Taymiyyah in it. We can't do like gangway for Ibn
What's
Taymiyyah.
gang? I just said in it, innit?
Anyway,
Anyway, it's Maghrib time, man.
well, it's Maghrib time.
Maghrib time.
But as well, I will advise you to read 13 pages of Ibn Taymiyyah about this matter. Not
About
one
which one?
page. About istibdal, tabdil al-sharia. 13 pages, not one.
Okay.
13 pages. He was talking about that. He didn't say just by istibdal is kufr, by the way.
He
for
did
you
say
to
it. He's got fatwa on it.
read the 13 pages.
He's got fatwa. He's got his fatwa. on
Read
it.
the 13 pages of this fatawa
No problem. Where can I find it?
in the Majmu' al-Fatawa.
Okay, then Ibn Kathir has a statement as well. He said there's
Okay.
ijma'.
Read the 13 pages.
Ibn Kathir quotes an
Go
ijma'
back.
on it in his Bidayah wa
Okay.
Nihaya.
Read the
That
13
the one who
pages.
doesn't rule by
Do
what
you
Allah
understand what
revealed.
I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So
Read the 13 pages.
I'm telling you another scholar what he said.
Read the 13 pages. Then you will know all the matters what is there. He was talking about not just only istibdal, someone who rules by other than Allah's rule in terms of judgment, in terms of hudud, and he does other things. He didn't talk about that, by the way.
Ibn Taymiyyah.
Yes,
He
that's for you to know.
He mentioned also replacing the Sharia, istibdal bi Shari'at Allah.
Like what?
To replace it with man-made law like what we have today in the lands of the Muslimin.
Okay, like what? Give me example.
Come on, man.
Give me example.
Let's talk.
Ya Ikhwan, those people, they think the masajid is not from Sharia. Salah is not from Sharia.
Who says that?
Siyam is not from Sharia.
Who says that?
This is what istibdal means. When you do istibdal, Ibn Taymiyyah in the 13 pages, he's talking about all Islam.
Yeah, and
He's not talking
jizya
about...
as well, not from Sharia. Are the rulers taking jizya
Yeah,
from Christians and
no,
Jews?
okay.
They're not doing that.
And
Are they sending an army of jihad to
in
go
Ibn
on
Taymiyyah's time,
offensive?
in Ibn Taymiyyah's
That's the
time,
duty of that is the role of the Imam.
in Ibn Taymiyyah's
That's
time,
the role of the
hold
Imam
on.
to send the army.
In Ibn
every year.
Taymiyyah's time, the Imams at that time, they didn't take jizya. In his time, and he didn't say they're kuffar.
Would you
In his
say?
time.
The Imam didn't take jizya from the Jews and from the Jews
In
and
Ibn
Christians.
Taymiyyah's time, read what I'm saying. In Ibn Taymiyyah's time, the rulers at that time, they didn't
ruler?
take jizya. Yeah, at that time,
They didn't take jizya.
they did not.
They didn't implement the hudud.
Some of them, yes, they didn't implement the hudud.
Okay, I need to verify that.
Go.
To verify that. Anyway, وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
خير إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. لا حول ولا قوة
Come take over everything from your melody.
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen.
Legalize the herb, legalize the herb.
No, that is crap.
Legalize the herb. Herb, legalize.
But anyway,
It's still identity politics, but we're talking
what I'm saying to you is now, when it comes to the Tories and when it comes to Labour,
Yeah.
let me give you an example now, yeah?
when you get the ball,
Let me give you an example between Labour and Tory.
Yeah.
Labour, for many years, was so happy for people to go